This is Subject to Change, a sustainability podcast. Lauren and I are here with Suzanne Maloney to learn about canning and fermenting.
uh, I have a grow room that I constructed in my basement.
Oh, a grow room. We're all going to be having grow rooms soon.
It's,
I have a grow shelf.
No,
I have
I'm just
grow
talking
room.
about the whole cannabis law thing.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I have 4 shelves with grow lights that I legitimately grow tomatoes in the winter.
Yeah,
Tomatoes.
right now I have tomatoes. It was hilarious. I had so many people go walk it through my garden and go, "Where is it? Where's what? Where is it?"
You're like, that's in my basement.
Well, what is it like in California? 6% of the electricity use is now on because of cannabis production.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's
huge.
I have to tell you, my husband and I were thinking about moving to Vermont, and we went looking at houses up in Vermont not long ago, and it was hilarious how many of them didn't even have any problem with the fact that that was down in the basement when you were taking a tour of the house.
Yeah. Well, times have changed. Absolutely. I totally get that. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. When you see the little microphone in the lower right, click on that to learn more. We're so glad you're here. Seriously, one of the things I'm most proud of is that I make my own yogurt now. And it seems so ridiculous until you do it. And then it's the most simple thing that I've ever done.
We'll never go back. Never
going to go back to store-bought yogurt. And unless I, use up my starter by accident and I'll go buy some.
Yeah, well, then I don't go. I buy it from, oh my God, it's been a while. There's a company.
Argyle. I found Argyle was the place that I bought from, and they're amazing.
Yeah. For me changed everything because I love Greek yogurt. I love that creaminess. Yes.
Yeah.
And making your own, it just changes everything. And I use it in all the creamy recipes that you could think of.
Okay, now I need to know how to make yogurt.
I'll send you the recipe. It's really easy. You just heat up the milk,
and then I can
let it cool, put some yogurt in, and let it be.
Argyle.
Yes.
Okay.
Or you can just go get a plain yogurt out of the grocery store.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to. It's just plain yogurt is the starter, but I bought some Greek yogurt from Argyle in a glass jar, and so I didn't feel guilty about there was no plastic there. So
right.
Well, the plastic lid couldn't get away from that. But
do you know Yoplait makes that wee?
Yes.
Are you drinking out of the glass right now?
This is the wee glass. That's my wine glass.
You got to hear whack jars.
Jars?
Whack jars. They're canning jars.
Okay. Yeah.
Their little one has a lid and a rubber ring and the clips, and it fits those.
It fits these.
Come on.
That's where I do my yogurt.
That's awesome. All right. Let's kick it off with canning.
I started teaching canning and fermenting.
I definitely need to talk to you because my one canning experience turned into little bricks of jelly.
What?
I used pectin because they said to in the book, and I decided then that I was scared of doing it, and that was like 15 years ago.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I freeze things.
Oh, well, canning, it so improves your cooking. Yeah. Like you'll come home, I'll have chicken breast in the fridge, and the girls are like, "I'm starving," and I'm like, "How can I cook?" So one of the best things that ever came about is the Instapot.
Yes, I love the Instapot.
Yes! But if you've pickled or fermented stuff, you just grab a handful of that stuff in the chicken and a little bit of stock and then some vegetables from the garden, the greens, and then some rice. And in 10 minutes, you had this amazing meal. It's like unbelievable. And it's so good for you.
I'm quitting my job and just going to be Suzanne in Central New York. I'm just going to change my name. I'm just going to emulate everything she does.
It'll be the Suzanne franchise.
It's in the franchise.
Don't just listen, pick up a spoon.
What's hilarious is I've had people say, I watch this stuff on YouTube and Pinterest and TikTok. It's like, well, why don't you pick up a spoon?
What about fermenting? I do save all my vegetable cuttings and then I cook them down into vegetable stock. I use my own vegetable stock and then that actually makes them easier to compost too. So I feel like I'm really doing right by my vegetables. But as far as canning, I need to revisit that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
what are you
canning
fermenting? Are you making like
kombucha?
No, I have a friend that does
Kimchi?
the kombucha. That you really, with all the things that I do, I have a small kitchen for this house, believe it or not. So I'll do whatever vegetables I have on hand. You know,
I made sauerkraut once and I
done.
was too worried to eat it. I
Oh,
ate
really?
like little pieces. Well, because like if you don't do it right, it's
It can
really
taste
not
bad.
good.
But here's the thing: the difference between doing any canning of like a chicken soup or something like that, and working with fermented vegetables is it might make you nauseous or give you diarrhea, but it will never make you deathly ill because it's a plant.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought it was more the deathly ill side. So
no.
It was chicken.
Yeah, I've always felt safe about it because all the vegetable stuff is like within the realm of safety. Anything meat is like a whole different level.
A whole different. I don't do, and very
sense.
rarely do I do it. So yeah, I mean, I don't can meat at all, but I rarely do. You know, less and less meat every year, every day.
Yeah. You eat less meat. You're eating less meat.
Yes, well, in the summertime, I eat no meat because I'm so busy. I'm in a garden or a greenhouse. I'm just throwing a salad together, and that's what I'm eating because I'm starving at that point, you know. So yeah, less and less because I don't get the same. I'm very in tune with what happens when I eat something.
Right.
You know, how do I feel about, you know, how do I feel like, do I feel, I have a high energy level. I think you probably know that.
No, I didn't catch that at all.
So, whatever I eat has to make me feel like I can keep going, you know, I don't get that when I eat the heavier dairy products or meat. I just, you know, I'm ready for a nap afterwards.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm trying to. We still have a slight addiction. We'll have bacon every once in a while, and
that's a hard one to give up.
It's a hard one, and I'm married to a Dutchman, so giving up cheese will never happen.
Yeah,
it's like cheese and bread is.
I think cheese and coffee for me are the two unreasonable requests.
I don't disagree. How about herbs and recipes from your CSA?
Mine was a little bit different because I focused on herbs too, so not just and herbs that I wanted to challenge the palate. So I grew a lot of herbs that are not traditional, you know, and then I did a newsletter that
wow,
took pictures. No, it's not that hard. Took pictures.
No, but it's just like you keep adding on things that you've done, and I'm like, okay, when is the layering gonna stop?
Oh, well, you know, you're creative, and people. I learned a long time ago, I'm an extremely visual person. So what I did is I would take a picture of what I caught that morning, and then I would write up a little blurb about where it came, where the herb originated from, what it's been used for in the past, you know, and what you can use it for now. And I would just find a recipe and plop the recipe in there, and the people were thrilled with it. You know,
see, that's great. You've combined like everything that matters, right? Communication, food, local, caring for somebody outside of your own network, which is what I think the newsletter does. It gives them an opportunity to be cared for and to care for their families. And you've kept it sounds like you've kept it fun for you, so it doesn't become an onerous kind of sometimes things after a while become like rote.
I was worried about that because I love doing all of it, but it wasn't.
Let's listen to Suzanne's food vision.
Let's just start with one neighborhood. Everyone decided they were going to plant one year, and everybody.
I want to be that neighborhood, like legitimately.
They coordinated their plantings.
Yeah.
So somebody who wanted to grow a lot of tomatoes grew the tomatoes, and somebody else who wanted to do the herbs did the herbs. Imagine what that would be like for that year.
And in the works, a panel discussion on food systems. All right. I think we got to wrap up.
I know. I'm sorry that I have to go. I do think that we should do a follow-up.
I think we maybe have a local food panel. If that might interest you.
There is 2 different organizations that these are, I would say, well, one is actually now known nationally, Soul Fire Farm.
Oh yeah, I love Soul Fire Farms. They're great.
I think that if we brought them together, them with Radix Center, and I know
Radix is great too.
Yeah.
We have Scott Kellogg on our list anyway as someone we wanted to reach out to.
I think those 2 are real.
And would you be willing to be part of that panel and have some broad discussions on food systems?
I would love to.
That would be
they're
cool.
amazing.
All right.
Yeah. Like January.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us for Subject to Change. Hope you join us for another episode next week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate you being here.